Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's Restaurant News Networking group. We are a group of restaurant vendors who are experts in our field, and we are here to help any restaurant who have a question about what they do and they feel they can't solve it on their own. They're welcome to join us and bring the question in, and we will certainly try to solve it for you, and if we can, we'll direct you to somebody that will. And all of our videos are posted on our YouTube channel, which is Today's Restaurant. And I want to welcome some new people to the screen today. I'm going to just ask you to tell us who you are quickly, and then when we do our well, actually, you know what? We have more new people than we do old existing members. So why don't we just start off? And what I want to tell you is that at the end of this meeting, I will send everybody a spreadsheet with the contact information of everybody that's here. So you'll be able to reach out if and when you want to. So Dyson and I know each other from hanging out at the trade shows up in Orlando.
Yep.
So tell us who you are, Dyson, and what you do.
Sure. Thanks for having us. My name is Dyson Barnett. I'm the founder of Fan Connect, the birthday club. We do birthday marketing for restaurants in a very unique way. We do direct neighborhood, four walls, social media, and rewards all in one package for restaurants. And instead of having the restaurateur figuring out how to do it, it's a completely done for that restaurant service. So you, as a restaurant, you do literally nothing except serve your guests, and we bring you hundreds of new customers a month.
Welcome, Dyson.
Thanks. Hey, Terry.
Hi.
And Nick, welcome. Don't you tell us what you do? If you want to wait.
Thank you, everybody. No, I was having a little issue. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, fine.
Okay. My name is Nick Neonakis. I'm the founder of the franchise consulting company. We have 152 offices in the U.S., and we help people buy and sell franchises. We also help people create franchises. So last year, we placed about 1,600 units worth of franchises across the United States. And this year, we will create about 120 new franchise brands. About 40% of those tend to be restaurants. So if you have a restaurant that you're thinking about franchising, or you know somebody who would like to franchise their existing business or buy a business, we'd love to talk with them at the Franchise Consulting Company. I'm also the founder, and I've got the managing partner of Great American Expos on the call here. That's Ted O'Shea. And we've been producing franchise trade shows since 2017. This year, we're rolling out a new trade show, which is the Great American Restaurant Expo. That website is restaurantexpousa.com. This is in conjunction with FRPG, Florida Restaurant Purchasing Group, who has that they provide purchasing of food and equipment for. And we'll be doing 12 shows in 23, 5 shows in 2022, starting in New Jersey. The idea behind the show is similar to the NRA show, just a bit smaller. We'll have food manufacturers and vendors exhibiting, and then hundreds of restaurant owners in the markets that we're going to coming in to meet these folks. We have companies like General Mills, Heinz, Smithfield, Tyson, and there are many groups who will be vendors and exhibitors there. And we'd like to invite all of the folks in the following markets to come and join us: New York, New Jersey, Washington, D.C., Houston, Dallas, Austin, Miami, Tampa, Orlando, Atlanta, Charlotte. So this is where the show circuit is going to be, and we'd love to see you there. And if you have an interest in a booth, at one of these shows. We have some very special rates that Howard has insisted that we give to what we're calling FOH, Friends of Howard, here internally. So reach out to us at Restaurant Expo USA if you have some more questions about that. Thrilled to be here.
Okay, thank you. Helen, good morning.
Good morning. Okay, Helen Gottesman, my husband Robert and I are starting a nonprofit ice cream, coffee, and dessert bar on wheels to employ people with special needs, especially those with autism, ASD, and Down syndrome. And right now we're in the process of trying to get the funding necessary to do that, and then to spread the word and get others in a franchise type thing as a nonprofit, which is a whole different concept, and bring that around the state or to others. But right now we're just trying to get to step one and open our first and find the right locations for that, for the events.
Helen, if I could, we've got lots of resources in that space. If you'd like, I'd love to connect with you and see if we can align you with some of that on the governmental side. There's some NGOs as well, and then
Good.
certainly if you're looking at scaling that, I think very noble what you're doing.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
And if I can comment too, Helen, I know someone up north in New Jersey who runs a kitchen nonprofit for adults with special needs, and perhaps it might be a good connection. She might be able to help you figure out how to get your kitchen set up as well.
That would be great.
Wow, wonderful.
Yeah, I'm going to post the site too.
Okay. Ted, why don't you tell us who you are and what you do?
Yes, I'm Ted O'Shea, so I'm the director of Great American Expos. I work
Get a
with
little closer to your mic.
Sorry, I got a lawnmower here. So I got a lawnmower going on.
Go ahead.
Is that better?
Yeah, better.
Okay. So my name's Ted O'Shea. I'm the director of Great American Expos. I'm partners with Nico Romero. We run a franchise trade show for the last 5 years, and we are adding a restaurant expo starting in New Jersey, as he said. So glad to be here, and hopefully get to see a lot of you guys soon out on the road.
Absolutely. Welcome.
Okay, thank you. And our newest regular member, Nico, good morning.
Good morning. Nico Romero of Spiritus Law. We do alcohol beverage law, regulatory law. So if you're starting a business that sells alcohol, you're closing a business that sells alcohol, you're buying or selling or anything in between, reach out to me. We can help out if you have problems or issues with your business, with your lease, you're buying or selling, real estate associated with your property. We can help out with that as well. As well as government affairs and anything else in between. Thank you.
All right. Would you like to schedule yourself to do a presentation to the group?
Yeah, sure. I can do that.
Right now, the calendar is open. So you want to do it next week, 2 weeks from now, August?
Next week works. Sure.
Okay. So you're on for next week.
All right, perfect.
Okay, perfect. All right, Darren. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Darren Gull, Tracy.net. We are a communications consulting and solution provider. We take the aches and pains out of phone and internet services for small and mid-sized businesses. Basically, what we do is we do a free consultation to help you find out any pain points you have in your communication needs and anything that aren't being addressed that could be addressed. Sometimes you find you've got a great deal. Like Deb, I just went through your account, and unfortunately, the way that Comcast bundled your solution, there's no way we could save you money on that. And we'd be able to move you to a cloud solution, but it'd definitely be more money. The way they bundled it, they put all the money in the internet, not in the phones. So it's an interesting concept of what they're doing these days. And you see that sometimes where they basically realize they're losing customers. So Comcast will tend to give the phone lines for like $20 for a phone line and then credit it on the back end, but then charge you, I think you're paying like $300-400 for a 1 gig internet connection, which you can get that for under 100 through AT&T sometimes. So that might be one way to look, but I know you signed a contract. So we'll look at it later, but that's what we do. You know, we take a look at things like that and find out if there's opportunity. I don't like to spend my money, and I don't like to spend my customers' money either. So we look for the best and lowest cost ways to deliver the solution you need without any sacrifice in quality. So Darren Gall, Tracy.net, be happy to help anybody with their phone needs, or anybody you know who's looking. One thing we always say is never sign a lease until you see who the internet providers are where you're looking, because you'd be amazed at how many people sign a lease and then find out they can't get AT&T or Comcast budget pricing in there and wind up paying $500, $600, $700 a month minimum to bring in fiber. So it's a very important thing to do your due diligence before signing a lease. We can run the address for free. So if you know anybody's moving, have them check with us first before they sign that lease. Darren Gall, Tracy.net.
Great, thank you. Randy, good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Great to hear. I don't see them, but great to hear new voices and names. Welcome aboard. Nico, I'm with Heartland Payroll and HR, and I just ran into 2 clients of ours that are asking about liquor liability to coincide with their workers' comp. Something new. Haven't run across this before, but interested in learning more about your services and your solutions for some of my clients. Again, this is Randy with Heartland Payroll and HR. We do everything from startup to acquisitions for the hospitality. Seeing a lot of boutique hotels coming aboard. The growth here is significant still from out-of-state employers. So everything is starting to ramp up again very, very nicely. We will be seeing everyone at the marketing summit, and Howard, Terry, looking forward to getting the advertising for November, getting our message out even further.
Thank you, us too. Great to not see you, but see you.
It's nice to know that after
Where are you, Randy?
after 2 years we'll be back in person.
I know.
Yes.
I'm a face for radio.
Yes.
And Randy, feel free to reach out to me anytime. I'd be happy to speak with you about your question.
I will for sure.
And speaking about beverage law, I'm going to introduce Seth. Good morning.
Good morning. Hi, everybody. I'm Seth Proper, president of the Proper Wines. We're a wine and spirits broker. So we handle everything from directly with the winery all the way through to the wholesaler, to helping the wholesaler sell the product. We do private labels. We, do exclusive bottlings, cellar management for private collections. But the mainstay is working with brands, and I work with brands in many different markets around the country. We're in about 5 markets around the country, based here in Florida, but a lot of business up north in New Jersey, Missouri, North South Carolina. A couple other markets are going to come online. We deal with some national brands, but we also do a lot of exclusive brands for on-premise and off-premise. People looking for an exclusive Sauvignon Blanc, Cabernet, what have you, that they want to use in their restaurant or use in their retail. We also help guide the wineries in how to get their product to market, helping them with marketing and trade ideas and programs, and pushing everything. So it's kind of like from the beginning to the end. And we stand in front of a lot of tables, do a lot of charity events, tastings, all sorts of stuff to just get our products into the hands of people and just develop new brands.
Okay, thank you. Peter, good morning.
Good
There
morning.
you go.
Peter,
There you go.
yeah, Peter Robinson, Hudson Robinson Business Brokerage in Boca Raton. I work throughout the state of Florida. I am a business intermediary, and I work with parties who want to buy and sell different types of businesses, restaurants, as well as other types of businesses. I currently have a wholesale seafood distribution company for sale in the state of Florida. So should you happen to know anyone, if you're involved in that business or happen to know anybody who wants to purchase that, have them please contact me. If you know somebody who would like to have their business evaluated, I'd be glad to do that. Everything I do is very confidential, and I respect people's privacy. Peter Robinson in Boca Raton, Hudson Robinson Business Brokerage.
Peter, if I could ask you a question, do you do anything in the franchise space?
No. Not at the moment. I at times, not in restaurants. I used to sell a lot of Midas's auto repair. I don't know if that answers your question.
Okay.
I can if you want to have a conversation about it, if there's something you want to talk about. But.
Yeah, give me a call. I own the largest franchise brokerage in the country. We placed about 1,600 units worth of franchises last year. We also do standalone businesses. So there might be something where we could help you out if you're looking for buyers. We can open up your pool or give you a few more tools in your toolbox.
Very nice. We'll
I'll give you a call after this. You bet.
Very nice. Thank you.
Okay, Debbie, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
All right.
Good. So Debbie Danto Builders, and we've been in the area building for over 40 years in South Florida. My husband and partner was born and raised in the industry, and the restaurant sector is one of our favorite because we both love visiting restaurants and eating, and Craig loves to cook, which is probably why we especially love to take a restaurant from concept to completion. And it's not only because we love to eat and cook, but because we can help the client most efficiently, effectively go through the design build process. So ideally what we do is we take a future owner of a restaurant or a current owner that wants to open another restaurant, and we take them from what their concept is, what their menu is, which drives, of course, the equipment, which drives the process and workflow. And then we get the design team together to help us design that. So John Marinick is a key part of our team, and as well as whatever architect may be best for that particular concept or area, as well as an interior designer. And then we come up with the design documents, and we'll even help through the lending process, because typically the lender will require construction documents as well as budgets. And then, of course, through permitting and construction. So we're also very involved in the community. I sit on the board of Florida Restaurant and Lodging Association, as well as some other boards like the Greater Fort Lauderdale Chamber of Commerce. And I want to remind everybody that on August 17th to 18th is the FRLA Summit at the Hard Rock Casino. And it is an amazing event, and it's going to be bigger and better this year from what I'm hearing. And they have great speakers, as well as a lot of networking and breakout sessions. And then we have our local chapter FRLA reverse trade show on August 29th at the Riverside Hotel. It starts at 1 o'clock. And this year we decided to have a panel, because panels usually attract not only the hospitality or the people that you all want to meet, but it also ensures that they're going to be there at the reverse trade show. So we're going to have a panel of probably 5 restaurant people and 5 hotel people. So I'll give you an example. We actually had our call this morning. Mike Linder with Silver Spoon has agreed to be on the panel. So he owns Jet Runway Cafe, Silver Lining Catering. He just acquired Canyon. He's opening another restaurant in Pompano. So he's been, and he owns Yacht along with his partner. Moses, I'm not sure if you guys know Moses, but he has been in the restaurant industry for a while. and what is it Taco Craft? I think he's the director of operations, as well as they have other, Runway 84, which they're now renovating. And then we have on our list to hopefully get Elliot or his partner from Be Nice Restaurant Group. And then Restaurant People is on our list. W Hotel will definitely be there represented. Anna is our current president of Frla chapter. Tomas with the Hilton, Donnell with Marriott, Lucky's, which is a family-owned portfolio of hotels. And then there are a couple other people like Devin with the, what is the family? But both the last two people on the list have a portfolio of hotels in the area with local purchasing power. So that's kind of what we're planning. But then you have your reverse trade show and you'll get, I think it's 3 minutes in front of each person. Will have, for each restaurant or hotel, they may have different people. For example, hotel, you may have a person for the hotel rooms, but then you have food and beverage person. So we're trying to get people that you all want to meet, as well as afterwards we'll have a networking hour, or a couple of hours actually. So an after hours. So just please save the date. Again, that's August 29th for our local chapter reverse trade show. And then August, what is it? I just lost it. Anyways, the week before, the 17th, 18th for the summit. So thank you for your time.
Okay.
Deb, can I ask you a
Deborah,
question? I'm
Sure.
sorry. Are you working with Mike Lender with South PCP?
Is that his new restaurant?
Yeah.
South what?
Yeah.
No,
South
I don't.
PMP.
No, unfortunately, he had already chosen a contractor by the time we got wind of it. So, but I think for the next one, we may have a chance because we've built a relationship with them since then.
Yeah, he's got, his concepts are neat because they're all like, like abbreviated terms and you got to figure out what they are. And
Yeah.
he's got his silver lining is terrific. Yeah, I'm familiar with them. And I just wondered, I just know he has that coming. Good. Be great to meet him for sure.
Oh, I have to do, I
Deborah.
also have to say though, you do have to be an FRLA member if you are a vendor to attend the reverse trade show.
Yeah, we are members
Great.
of the FRLA.
And Deborah, do you do only restaurants, or do you do all types of construction related service?
We do all types of construction, and thank you for asking that. So we do new construction and renovations, major exterior and interior renovations. So for example, we're spanning anywhere from the Homestead area all the way up to Delray right now. We focused on hospitality, but also healthcare. So we're approved by Broward Health, Memorial Health, Holy Cross, and there's one other one, Cleveland Clinic. And then we build medical offices. Right now we're building an imaging center. We're building a 28,000 square foot industrial building, brand new 5-unit affordable living apartment building for elderly. We're building out a silver and gold refinery. We are building out a restaurant right now, Masa on US 1, and they're looking at another location, and I think it's in Parkland.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure
Okay.
Parkland.
it is.
Do you work with franchisors?
Yeah, we do. The only thing is, sometimes the franchises, what we're finding is so competitive and on such a short timeline. And I think they're kind of changing, given the supply chain. But yeah, we're definitely interested. It's just, we're not the cheapest. And they usually have people, and you can please tell me if I'm wrong, but this is what I've experienced, that they typically have their group of our team that travels around and they have their system down, but we're always interested.
Yeah, some do. Yeah, right. It depends on the size. Some do, some don't. There's over 4,000 franchise systems out there. So you've got a pretty significant range, people that want cheap, people that want good, people that want fast, people that want good. So I think, we work with lots of them, and I'd be happy to connect you with them. We should have a conversation offline. Also, with all of the shows and the work that it seems like you're very connected in with that, we should probably talk about our Great American Restaurant Expos. We're going to be doing 3 shows in Florida in 23, in Miami, Orlando, and Tampa. And maybe we give you a booth so that you can connect with the various people that are going to be there. Could be a pretty worthwhile for you. But let's connect after this call to discuss.
Great, thank you, Nick.
You bet.
Debbie, do you know a restaurant in Miami called Kush.
I don't think
I can't remember his first name. You remember, Terry? You remember his first name?
Oh, sure. I remember all the thousands. No, I
No,
don't.
well, his father was the owner of the reason I'm asking, he's got, I think, 7 or 8 restaurants in Miami, and he seems to always be building something. I got to put you in touch with him. His father
Is that Kush or Kush Hospitality? There's a Kush Hospitality.
Kush Hospitality, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Kenny,
I can
it's
get
Kenny
you that.
Kushner's son. And
Yeah.
Kenny used to be a member of our group when we were meeting in person.
Yeah.
So you might want to touch base with them, Deb.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be.
I've been trying to get him to come
here.
here.
Yes.
Trying to get him to come to the meeting, but he's a busy guy. All right, Terry, why don't you tell us what you do?
Hi, Terry Appel, today's restaurant news. I actually handle the monthly lead and construction reports that go out in Florida and in Georgia. We have 2 separate reports. We've been doing Florida about 8 years. The Florida Restaurant Association is a very dedicated member. Dan takes care of that immediately before his subscription even gets close to renewal. And what we do is we put together a list, a very comprehensive list spreadsheet. It's in an Excel format so that you can sort any way that you'd like. There's actually the list has grown. I used to say 40 to 60 now in Florida. There's closer to 60, 70 brand new leads every single month. And that is nothing like anything that I've ever seen. And we've had competitors that have tried to, really wanted to buy us out. We're just, not selling. But these reports are extremely invaluable. They have owners' names, they have email addresses, phone numbers. We know who's opening when and where. We give you the timeline, square footage, if it has a bar, if it has an outdoor area, if it's a franchise, if the people are VP of ops, if it's a executive chef, pertinent information. And I've had many calls throughout the months, and the team will let me know if somebody needs additional information on one particular place that they really are trying to get a hold of and can't reach. We will go back to our information where we get licenses and things like that, and we will try to get that information for you. So those reports come out once a month by the 9th for a year. Thank you. Also, if you want for the new people, if you need to see one and you want a sample, I can send you a free sample. Just email me, let me know, let us know. I'll send you a sample.
Okay, thank you. Jeremy, good morning. You're hiding in the corner there.
It's almost good afternoon. All right, thanks, Howard. Good morning, everybody. And welcome the new people, Dyson, Nico, Nick, and Ted. And just wanted to say, Helen, it's a wonderful and a very noble thing that you're doing. So kudos to you.
Yes.
I'm
Thank
Jeremy Ben Israel, Centropy Business Solutions here in Jupiter, Florida. And I like to say, what would getting back tens of thousands of dollars into your pockets, what would that do for your business? What I do is I help restaurants, hotels, country clubs reduce their costs, eliminate overpayments, lower their expenses on different categories. And it's pretty exciting. The group I work with, they recently just bundled 5 services. So instead of trying to prospect them individually, they have a program where I enter some of the metrics of a business, and it spits out the savings, the cumulative savings, and it can be substantial. So a recent demo, I saw that for a typical size, it wasn't a restaurant, but same would apply, that the range of savings is somewhere between a very conservative 150,000 to almost 350,000 a year. So it's definitely a material difference, and could make a huge difference for a business to survive, to thrive, not just to be able to barely manage. So those 5 services are industrial uniform and linen service, something that's not talked about much. And then more traditional merchant process, credit card processing fees, wireless, utilities, and WC, workers' comp, not water closet, workers' comp. I also help restaurants' employees, not just the employer. So I provide the employee with means to get flexible payments, flexible, flexible salary, so that they do not have to wait till their next pay period. This is a huge thing to be able to empower the employees and also help the employer be able to hire and, more importantly, keep their staff. A lot of these services are free, no upfront costs, no risk for the business owner, and they get a free analysis of where they stand, where their current spend is. So just to let them know and have a peace of mind if they're doing well compared to their competitors, compared to what they should be paying, this is a great service. And then once and the analysis is performed, then they can take action on the recommendations, no obligations whatsoever. So this is a pure contingency-based model, and it's really a no-brainer in this economy. Inflation is hovering, double digits basically, and actually is higher than that in many sectors. So the producer price index is well above double digits. What's reported is at the low end, and that's the CPI, what we as consumers are paying. But in actuality, whatever it was, 9.1% nationwide, it's really affecting so many people and businesses. So that's where I come in to help businesses that are struggling with their expenses, to manage and alleviate them. Long spiel, apologies for that. Jeremy Ben Israel, Centropy Business Solutions, and I'm here to help and would love to collaborate with anybody. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Chris, do you work in the wine area as well? Because if you do, I think Seth would be a good contact.
In the wine area. we do some with alcoholic beverage. It's typically not a major area of focus for us because it's just handled differently than food, but we've helped a couple of clients on that side.
Tell us what you do.
Our company, Strategic Supply Chain Partners. We also work to help small to mid-sized restaurant companies reduce their expenses, mainly in the area of food purchasing. We work with their broadline distributors to negotiate better distribution programs. We negotiate with manufacturers to get negotiated manufacturer direct pricing put into the distributors. We work with seafood companies, work with produce companies, et cetera, et cetera. We also can help with cleaning supplies, paper goods, most expense areas of the P&L. Typically, we save our clients on low end 8%, high end we're seeing a lot in the 14 to 15% range savings these days. Again, I know that sounds like pie in the sky. Most of it is simply understanding how a distribution agreement should be structured versus most people are just getting treated like a street account and they're getting charged outrageous sums of money and outrageous markups for the products they're buying. So that's where we help. We're 100% contingency, meaning we only get paid if we actually find savings. If there are no savings, we won't cost you anything to do all the due diligence to help you figure that out. So we've got a very good referral program. Our referrals get 10% of our fees for the entire time we have an agreement in place with a client. So typically we do 2 to 3 year deals. So that'll be 2 to 3 year revenue stream for any referral, and then oftentimes we're able to get them to renew for another 2 to 3 year engagement. So, again, strategic supply chain partners, and we're here to help people save money.
Okay, thank you. Where's your partners in crime today? John is in the air somewhere.
Kevin had to reschedule a medical appointment, and the only slot they had was same time as our call. John is kind of where's Waldo? Who knows where John's? He can be anywhere.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Krantz, you came back. Jeff, can you hear me? Jeffrey? Get your son to hook you up. There he goes. I think somebody said in the first meeting today that there was an expected solar flare happening today, and that the internet could be messed up, and television.
There is a major solar event today, and I know my internet's been horrible today.
Well, a lot of people are, I'm sure I'm going to get calls after the meeting telling me they couldn't get on, because I mean, I can name 15 people that are not here that usually are here. Anyway, did I miss anybody? All right. Well, by way of introduction, again, here's a call now. My name is Howard Appel. I'm the founder and publisher of Today's Restaurant News. Happy to announce that in July of this year, with this month, we just celebrated our 27th anniversary. And it took a lot of work to get to where we are. And we're tired. Thank you. Because we are an industry publication and industry arm, we're trying to help the industry and all industries as much as possible. And I got involved with some gentlemen who are involved with the ERTC, that's the Employee Retention Tax Credit. This is for any industry that you've had employees on a W-2 in 2000 or 2021, you are possibly entitled to up to $26,000 per person. So you're talking about substantial money if you qualify. I was able to secure a refund, not me, but the contacts, of $171,000 for one of my advertisers. So it's real. It's a government plan. It's not a loan. It's money that you get back, no repayment. So if you're interested, get in touch with us, and we'd love to help you out. I'm going to double back with the new people on the board today, just so that you can add anything that you might have missed, or after seeing everybody. So Dyson, you want to add anything that you might have missed?
Oh yeah, I didn't know that I had a lot of time to talk.
Well,
That's awesome.
That's why we're back.
Thank you, brother. So what we do is kind of interesting. Over the years, I have found out that most restaurants are missing huge cash opportunities in their business. And that is 3 basic things: birthday, anniversary, and special occasions. They don't seem to understand that there are great marketing opportunities that drives in droves of new customers, highly profitable new customers. So what we do is, after polling thousands of restaurants, we found a way that we have a database of 250 million patrons around the United States. We find thousands of patrons near the restaurant, market directly to them. We provide for them an in-house customer data capture system that collects the customer's emails, mobile numbers, birth dates, puts it all into a database, and we manage the entire service for them, bringing them lots of new business. And we call it collect, connect, cash in. So we have a great way of collecting this data. It's seamless, it's very easy, doesn't require the restaurateur to do anything, literally. We don't have to teach their staff to do things. We don't have to teach the management to do things. It simply collects. The connection is really important. Stay top of mind with your customers and you'll make more money. We've proven the more people in the database for a restaurant, the tens of thousands of dollars you'll make every single month, not year, month. As a matter of fact, most of our customers recognize a 6 to 15%, or excuse me, 6 to 15 times return on investment. And so we put together this package knowing that a restaurateur really doesn't have the time to do all this themselves. They don't have the know-how, and they also don't have the technology. So we provide what's called a birthday in the box kit. We send it right to the store. It's plug and play, so they don't need to configure anything. And then we go to work on social media for their Facebook, their Instagram, LinkedIn solutions. And then, of course, utilize our 250 million patrons to bring them additional revenue. You'd be surprised if you have restaurateurs already, how many tens of thousands of dollars they're losing a month. Just, to sum this all up, the Restaurant Association says 7 out of 10 people die now on theirs or somebody else's birthday. If that's true, and a restaurant is not doing anything, which most are not, to go and exploit or even propose to come in and get a gift for your birthday, where are they dining? At whose restaurant are they dining? And we find in today's market still greater than 90% of restaurants do not have a service like this at their disposal. So we do have a referral program for everybody on this call. For any hospitality groups as well, we have a system that we provide for hospitality groups. We work with franchisees, and there you go. That's what we do.
So you charge a monthly fee to do what you do?
Yes, this is a retainer system. You can do month to month, annual, or prepaid. This service, we guarantee your success. There's no ambiguity to it. We can show any restaurant. We don't have to show anything because you won't train. Basically, we deliver a system to you that immediately in your first 30 days starts working.
Helen, you want to ask him what you just typed in?
Oh, yeah, I was just going to say, how much does it cost? And do you include kids' birthdays or just the person who's paying?
Yeah, we do mostly adult. And the reason why we do adult is most of the places we work with are, offer beer, wine, and
Right.
of course, liquor. So we want to improve their sales in those areas, being that
Right.
they're very profitable, especially for a birthday. Our services tend to range. Our basic package is $300 a month, and it expands based on how many patrons you'd like to reach within a given month. Our typical is about 99 cents per reach per new customer. So, I'll give everybody an example. We have a customer in Orlando that started with us 6 months ago. They now have a database that they did not have before. They now have a database of 4,000 consumers. That means we've put 4,000 people celebrating a birthday or anniversary in their restaurant, and they've generated over $21,000.
Cool.
Yeah, it's an amazing system, and it works quite well.
Sure knows.
What's that?
I said it sure does. That's terrific.
Yeah, I mean, think about everybody on this call. Think about the last time you went out to your mailbox. These United
Right.
States Post Office says that 93% of us are looking for something on our birthday in the mailbox. Well, think about it this way. All of us on the call, how many of us went out to our mailbox for our birthday, whether it passed or it's coming, and got something from a local restaurant for your birthday? Often it doesn't happen, often. And we solve that problem. As a matter of fact, we solve empty table syndrome. That's what we solve.
That's a good way to put it.
Yep.
It's funny because Peter's birthday's in May and my birthday's in May, and his is a couple of weeks earlier than mine. We always look for the coupons, from the restaurant in the mail for our birthdays.
Yeah.
Not that
Well,
we do it, but
I didn't
that's
realize
fun
you
to do.
guys were in May. So am I. I'm May 17th.
Look,
Just
he's-
one
nice.
second.
he's the
Howard,
six-
you have no permission to speak on my behalf.
I spoke on mine.
Thanks
didn't
for the
give
come
him the
around, by the
day.
way.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Seth, you want to give us a little bit more information?
Sure. I mean, again, I kind of glossed over what we do, but really, we certainly also do a lot on premise with staff trainings on our brands. We arrange wine dinners. We do big charity events, walk around tastings, all sorts of things like that that can help promote a business, and we really do like working with charities to donate our services or get our wineries to get involved. We send people out to California to visit, so that they can really get a flavor of wine country. So we're sort of like a real full service in terms of what we do with brokerage. I just recently was out in California doing a little blending for a customer who, needed some Cabernet. So we blend to their specs. We always are looking to farm out, find new sources for grapes so that we can, make private labels for people. We do some things for some accounts where we have their exclusive, their Sauvignon Blanc, and it's in their restaurant only. So we have those kind of opportunities so they can have wine that isn't in every place. When you look at a lot of wine lists, it's the same thing everywhere you go, and it's very derivative and kind of boring. And we try to help find some wines that are more niche that they can still make their margin on, but also offer something that's not everywhere. I'm noticing, I'm sure we've all noticed as we've gone out, just because of costs going up, some of the sizes of the pours are getting a little smaller at some of the restaurants. The cocktails are getting a little smaller just because the costs are going up. So we really try to find wines that they can really keep making their margin and hopefully keep their pour size, because that becomes a value add right now. A restaurant that we go to a lot, I mean, the pour went from 6 ounces to 4 ounces, like from one time we went there to the next. And the price, obviously, they wanted to keep their price the same, which I understand, but they shrunk their pour. And I think, a lot of restaurants need to think about whether it's not worth it to just bring their cost up, $1 or $2 a glass and keep the pour the same. We're all very accustomed now to price increases, and there's very little you can do about it. But I think that if you want to keep attracting your customers, you have to bring value. And if you care about your food program, you got to care about your wine program too. It's not a place to cut corners. And I think that some places are trying to get away with that. I just got off a call this morning. Somebody is looking for closeouts because they want to get the cheapest wine they can get to make the most they can, but that doesn't develop anything in your account. Because then if somebody falls in love with that wine and then they come back and you say, oh, it's all gone, I mean, you're not building a business that way. You're kind of just pushing stuff through the system. And I know everyone, especially on premise, is looking for ways to cut costs and protect their margins. But I think you have to really care about your wine and spirits program, and that's going to get more people returning, you know, to your account, because you make great cocktails or you have great wine. I think the reality is on premise now. The notion of recovering the cost of the bottle in one pour is not really going to happen much anymore. You have to say to yourself, all right, 1.5 pours will be our bottle, so that you can elevate your wine program. It's awfully important, and I think it's being missed right now.
Great, thank you. It's interesting. You know, we were talking during the week, and Seth was saying that rosé is making a big comeback, and I just read an article about Matus. That was the wine of the 70s. Everybody drank Matus, so that was a rosé. So that's funny that it's coming back.
It's a huge thing. You know, it's really a pocketed thing. Like in the Northeast, it's absolutely massive. And then you look at other parts of the country and not so much. But down here, you know, obviously we have great weather all year round, and rosé isn't only a summer drink, but a lot of people have attributed it to that. But, you know, we certainly have great weather in Florida all year round. And I think that we should be selling more rosé here than we do. But because it is a great food friendly wine, and there's so many different styles based on the grape varietal that's used.
Okay, thanks.
You know, there's a big event every year now on the beach in Fort Lauderdale. It's called the Sea Glass something, and it's I don't know the whole name, but it has sea glass in it. It's a big event now across the street from Hilton. Hilton's very involved in it, and it's really put on by Venice Magazine, and it's a huge rosé event.
Yeah.
You've been there? Did you go to it?
Yeah, I know the person who puts it on. Yeah.
Jessica, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
a couple of good rosé events. There's one that they do in Fort Lauderdale. I think it's like at the Women's Club in Fort Lauderdale. A woman named Sherry Garman, and she puts on this terrific rosé event. And it's rosés from all over the world. It's really very cool.
Okay, I want to give Ted an opportunity. You have anything else you want to mention, Ted, before we break?
Thanks, Howard. Did you say you have everyone's contact information after the end of this call?
I will send it to everybody in an email.
Great. Yeah. So I just encourage anyone to reach out to us. Just to remind you, we're going to be producing some restaurant expos. We have 5 this fall and 12 next year, and they're kind of going to be calling them regional restaurant expos. And we'd love to help you guys grow your business and get you in front of hundreds of restaurant owners. So please feel free to reach out to us. I know Nick put some information in, and we'll reach out to you guys later. But thank you guys for having us, and feel free to reach out with any questions.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else have any good and welfare? Anybody want to say anything else before we break? Okay, thank you all for coming. It's great to see new people here. I hope you will all come back and join the mayhem, and hopefully our members will show up next week without any event from the solar flare.
There's a lot on vacation, so we knew about several.
Yeah. So 2 people were here and tried to get on. I mean, Jeff was here and Lori was here, and they just dropped off.
Couldn't get on. Well, there's several more, that were on vacation. But,
all right, everybody, have a great weekend. See you all next week.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for the invitation.
Thank you so much.